But there are also really amazing parts of human history where incredible things were pulled off that you couldn't have imagined. I mean, a good friend of mine who's like a mentor of mine, Gene Epstein, who's a like brilliant economist, and he says this. He used to say, I really love this. He goes, if you were sitting around in 1840 and you were like an abolitionist talking to another abolitionist, and you said, hey, I think in 25 years slavery across the West will be abolished. You'd be like, that's insane. Like, there's been slavery since the dawn of time, and it's like completely the foundational building block of all of these societies. But it was. Slavery was, at least blatant, slavery in the West. And incredible things can happen, and ideas are really powerful. And Thomas Paine just wrote pamphlets, and they changed the course of history. And like, don't, like what you're doing here, even like putting that message out there, that it's like, hey, we have to stop trying to shut people up. We have to stop like censoring people and banishing people and all of this. We got to be able to have conversations. We got to like be able to let someone, even if they're wrong, let someone try to think out loud. Like, this is really important. Otherwise, we can't have a functioning society. And I think that if enough people push that message, there are a lot of people who agree with that. Like one of the things I hate, is like the demand that you denounce people.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate the idea that you have to denounce someone if they have bad views, or even if they have, like, why can't I just tell you what I think?
Yeah.
Why do I have to like denounce somebody else as a person
Right.
for saying something I don't agree with?
Silence is violence,
Yeah.
Dave.
Well, right. Yeah, exactly. Silence is violence, but also saying the wrong thing is violence. That could be a microaggression. It's but that shit has to be defeated, and luckily it's completely hollow. Like, there's not the whole woke shit is like, it's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
It's like big corporations, a few, crazy 20-year-olds, and then behind it is just a sea of regular people who don't buy any of this shit.
But it is amazing how it does work.
Yeah.
Like that these big corporations can adopt woke ideology, at least on paper, and just say it. And, have their diversity training and have their inclusiveness and have these statements that they put out and go, all right, we did our job. Now let's keep polluting rivers. Yeah.
Well, that's right. Yeah. And it's intoxicating for a certain like group of people who are kind of like would-be authoritarians who are low status and not very bright.
Yes.
The people like that love wokeism because it's a real excuse where you don't have to know anything.
Right.
You don't have to know anything to go, I'm offended by Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And I think he is a racist, sexist, transphobe, whatever any of the other words are. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't have to know anything. You don't have to add anything. You don't have to have built anything yourself. You don't have to, to be outraged at a president for like a war or a policy or something, you might have to crack a book.
Right.
You might have to actually know something. To just call something racist or sexist is very easy. And then you get to immediately put yourself in this elevated status of moral superiority that other people don't have, when you really you haven't achieved anything.
Right.
You haven't done anything. You could like you could call some guy a homophobe, but it's like, I don't know, maybe you should go help someone who was like came out to their parents and got kicked out of their home or something like that. Like go do something if you want this sense of moral superiority rather than just calling someone out.
Right.
But that's so we got to find a way, one way or the other, to break that.
Well, that's all a product of social media. Like this ability to express yourself in these quick little sound bites and then see likes come in. It's very intoxicating. It's very addictive. And did you see The Social Dilemma?
Yeah, saw it. It's very
terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Mm-hmm. Like, because their conclusions seem to be, like, first of all, it's all playing out exactly as they predicted. And these guys that were engineers that figured out these algorithms that put this all together, they realized as they were doing, like, holy shit, like this does not go in a good direction. And they're right. Yeah, no, I think they are right. I also think there's basically nothing we can do about that aspect of it. I just think like this is here with us now, and this is the technology, and it's going to be it's probably going to be impossible to put that toothpaste back in the tube. But what you almost have to do, like in some jujitsu sense, is like we got to try to take that energy and turn it into a better way. I don't have the answers for that, but you're not going to stop the technology from existing. So we have to find a way to
try to mitigate some of these bad qualities of people getting addicted to the likes and the feedback and the algorithm playing toward that. But the thing that I didn't like in that movie, if I'm remembering correctly, because it was a while ago that I saw it, I liked the documentary a lot. I thought it was good. Didn't care for the acting. I thought that was unnecessary. I was like, I could just listen to these smart people and not have to see this family falling apart.
Right,
the guy's down in Antifa now, and you're like, all right. I don't know if I needed that.
Yeah,
but
you don't have to spell it out to me like that.
The problem is that when they start pushing the fake news narrative, that I really object to. Like the idea that, and this is something that the corporate press really pushes too, that the big concern about social media is you have all this fake news coming out there. And I really think it's like, yeah, okay, you guys have no problem with fake news. You just want your monopoly on it.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry.